So we're going to do a spoiler interview, so you guys are free and clear to say whatever you want, and we're going to run it after the fact.
Wonderful.
So, given that, I don't really like asking generic questions, but because we're talking spoilers right now, I am curious, what was the scene that you found the most difficult to shoot, whether it was something involving Sid's abilities, or maybe it was just a challenging emotional scene?
It would differ for both of us. How was your heist?
The heist one was great. For me, though, the hardest scene to shoot wasn't really because of, it being super emotional. We just had such great off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We
I know.
just had such great off-camera chemistry that we were trying to shoot the detention scene.
When Whitaker comes in with the gum scrapers.
When Whitaker comes in with the gum scrapers and is like, "You guys, you don't listen. You suck," and we're like. Oh, sorry.
Well, what it was that was the first time that we were all in a scene. So it was a little later on in the process. So we were all really friendly at this point, and this is the first time we're all in a scene together. Right. So we couldn't stop breaking.
It was the hardest thing because we could not stop laughing. And so Jonathan actually came in at some point and was like, hey, he was saying to Principal Whitaker was like, you know what, you can improv now, and you know what? Reprimand them on not being focused in the scene, and we didn't know what was going on, and then he was like, respect the process.
Yeah, so all of a sudden the lines changed, and we're not ready for it, and we just couldn't.
Wait, what's going on? But instead of being mortified, we just started laughing more.
And Jonathan took a video of it. There's a video of us just literally crying, laughing off camera. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a hot mess.
You guys make me so happy. Just between talking to the two of you and also Sophia and Wyatt.
Oh, I'm sure. They're awesome.
You seem like a great ensemble, and I think it kind of enhances the material a little too.
Absolutely. I mean, it's fun when it feels like you're working with your family.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's pretty much what it felt like by the end of it.
Yeah, it's great that we have such a pretty small cast too. So. Yeah. We're always in each other's business and hanging out with each other and being annoying, and it's great.
It really is.
Speaking of becoming a family, though, I'm wondering how that ending speech was for you, especially when you have to deliver something like that right to Sophia's face. Is that a tough thing to kind of get yourself going for?
I'm sure you remember. I looked like a bit of a lunatic that day. I was just kind of.
We were all I know Sophia and I were and then Rich was like, you were
I just remember kind of pacing back and forth, and normally I would screw around with Wyatt a lot, and there was a moment where I was like, I'm sorry, buddy, but you gotta leave me alone on this one, which because he's the consummate professional, he was like, yeah, absolutely, do your thing, but it was there's this weird thing where you can kind of remove yourself and be able to look at it objectively, and I know it's not me saying this to Sophia, so when you can take that pressure off of yourself, you can really just twist the knife and get into it, but that scene only works if you do treat it as seriously as it is.
Yeah.
I'm such a sucker. This is why I can't be an actor. I would lose sleep over that.
Oh, I was excited for it. I was prepared. I prepared that for weeks in advance. I made sure I knew it word for word before I was even close to shooting it.
So what about because I'm a big horror junkie, and when you show me an end scene like that, I got to know about all the movie magic that happens behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely.
So what do you have to do on set to get all the layers of that done?
So first and foremost, we just focused on just the speech and the delivery, and the two Sophias, mind you. I think you both took 2 takes each to be that into it. You got it on the first one, I think. It was unbelievable.
Because you were scary.
But it was unbelievable to watch, where it's just they didn't need to rev up. It was one run through on their coverage, and they were just mortified. I'm like, that was amazing. So it made my job a lot easier, because when you can feed off those reactions. Anyway, fast forwarding. So we really focused on that. The punching Wyatt was one of my favorite parts of the entire shoot. We had to block out.
They were both like, "Oh, that was so great."
Yeah.
You sell it well.
Oh, because we were looking forward to that since the first week of shoot.
Wyatt was like, "Hey, you get to punch me."
Yeah, you get to punch me. But when it got to that, basically they had constructed this device where it was essentially this giant blood balloon on a stick, and they matched it to my height. So what I would do whenever I would finish what I was saying, I would just kind of jerk and then fall onto a mat. And they also did a 3D scan of my head. So there's this 3-layered thing essentially where when I fall off camera, they have this blood bag go, and then there was also a dummy of me decapitated, which was really eerie.
Which was the scariest, because it was just like Rich.
Yeah, same dimensions. It was really
and
creepy.
And I was there, Dina was there, she like walks up to it and actually
Yeah.
kneels down to look at it
Yeah.
closer, and I'm like, girl.
One funny tidbit too was out of the whole cast, all of the extras,
No blood.
no blood on me.
No blood on
I was
him.
the only one that was sitting on the bleachers
'cause
watching
they're-
everybody get
Yeah,
drenched.
because
Oh my
it's the
God.
dummy at that point.
I
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by
We're
that
all
stuff. It's
there.
incredible.
I don't know how
the
they
team
pulled that
sells
off.
it.
Oh my!
Oh, it was great.
It was they had this like little crane holding up the dummy. It was so many moving parts just to get everything onto that one frame.
Oh.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is something else.
Yeah.
And everyone sold it very, very well. That is one thing that had me a little curious, though. I mean, it's more like blocking than anything. But what do you think was going through her head that she got that close?
I don't think she was. I think she was so confused. It was such shock and confusion that she almost didn't. It was. I mean, Dina has this nature about her where she's so giving, so loving, and I think she sees Brad here on the floor. Her immediate jerk and gut reaction is to walk up to it and investigate, but in her head, she's like, "Oh my gosh,
I mean, how do
what
you
is
react
happening
to
right now?"
that?
You know, it's her nature to go up and be like,
Mm.
"What's wrong? Like, what do you need?" But in her head, she's like shocked, confused, very not okay, very not okay with this.
I hope they lean into that in season
Oh,
2
they're
because that
gonna
was an
have to.
interesting thing to like go back and track too. Just like everybody's body language immediately after something like that happens. It's very
everyone's
telling.
Kudos to the extras
pouring out.
too.
Yeah.
Where
They did
everyone
so awesome.
they were so
They were
invested
so
with us that day.
professional.
Yeah, that when it looked like such a genuine reaction because I remember watching it and hearing the scream and it was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I remember right after watching the scene where everyone is running through the hallway.
That too. Yeah.
That reminded me of when I first saw Carrie, and I was like, and I did Carrie the musical, and so I had that same flashback to like feeling that like grave like cloud and just being like, oh my gosh, this is a huge shift, and this town
Yeah.
is about to like something is coming from
Who's
this.
playing Carrie the musical?
Where?
Who did you play in Carrie the
Oh my
musical?
gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I forget her name. I think I actually made up her name because I was one of the like girls.
Okay,
Some of the
okay.
girls. But I died in it, so I get it.
I'm a
I can
Stephen
relate.
King junkie, so that excites me
Oh.
too much. One last question
Yes.
for you. I'm curious just of Dina's mind frame pre-kiss and post-kiss because it's a very interesting journey to track, especially because the assumptions I made about her during the kiss were not where she ended up.
So you're talking about her and Sid.
Yeah, just playing with that kind of mind frame.
So I think before that, I mean, she's with Brad, and I think what she really wants is validation and acceptance, and she kind of finds it in Brad, and not necessarily because Brad is giving her the comfort she needs, but the comfort she gets from being with Brad and having that status. And so she was kind of filling in that void for herself with that kind of comfort of validation, and then she kind of found an authentic validation after she realized she might sort of have feelings for Sid and was like, wow, this actually feels way better, and that was the kind of comfort that she needed all along. So I think her mindset was really just realizing what truly caring for someone is, and having emotions for someone, and just feeling comfortable in a situation you're in because you feel validated.